Hey everybody, welcome to What Culture Gaming. I'm Scott, joined by you again.
Hello again.
Popping across.
Recurring theme recurring crossover.
Whenever there's anything superhero related, he's got to leap in for all the knowledge, all the details. Yeah. So yes, we know a little bit more about the Superman game, Rocksteady's new Superman game.
Supposedly, yes.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Now we're going to break down both sides of this because obviously everybody wants to believe that it's real, and the image that's out there does look real enough, but there are also some things that kind of give it away. So let's talk about the idea that if it's real first. Now we've seen Rocksteady tweet a Superman-themed cake that they sent to NetherRealm initially, with a different logo on, but we'll get back to that. But it's sort of hinted that Rocksteady were working on a Superman game, which is something that's been hinted for years. There are teasers in Arkham Knight, and it kind of made sense as the next logical thing for them to go on to. So I'm in favour.
Yeah. So the image that kind of came out last night came via a Twitter user who posted it on 4chan. He's called Snake, and it's got the subtitle of Superman World's Finest, which if you follow the comics, you kind of know is that's the title that they use whenever he has a crossover with other characters. It was a really good animated film that came out in 2000. Which was set in the DC universe that had Batman and Superman in it. It was called Superman Batman Movie World's Finest. So it might make sense that potentially the Superman game has some Batman elements. If they're not particularly confident with how Superman plays, they can always fall back on Batman. And obviously from Arkham Knight, we know that Lex Luthor was trying to buy Wayne's Applied Sciences division. So there's that too. But yeah, there was a few other things he says.
It's interesting because obviously, Warner Brothers own both the ongoing cinematic DCEU and the gaming components, and we know that to some degree they were alongside each other. The Suicide Squad game was cancelled. Warner Brothers Montreal were apparently working on that, but it kind of makes sense that Rocksteady, their main premier team, their A team, would go from Batman to Superman. Obviously, the DCU's kind of fallen to the side. Batman v Superman didn't take off as much as they wanted, but games take a lot longer to put together than movies, and it makes sense that we'd still be getting that Superman game that they've been working on the whole time. Now, another part of this that's worth bringing in is that, it's part of a bigger leak that we've already covered. You can go back and see the details for that. But this seems like the game would have a multiplayer component. This new Rocksteady Superman thing would have a Justice League style component with other playable characters. Now, this is part of that. This is part of the new post as well. Saying that other DC characters are going to be playable. It doesn't say which ones, but assumedly it would be Aquaman and
I actually really enjoyed Arkham. Have you ever played Arkham Origins multiplayer?
Oh, not the multiplayer, no.
Splash Damage did that, but they're not involved in this, I don't think. But that was really fun, and I think there's massive potential for a superhero multiplayer, especially if you've got a co-op mode between Batman and Superman. You could imagine the contrast you could have with that, like Superman's doing all the action-heavy stuff while Batman's infiltrating things. I think there's so much potential with that. God, I mean, you can do so much with it. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, because another part of the Superman leak was that they had to work on a new combat model because the standard Arkham style thing of wait for the counter prompts and stuff doesn't work when you're in mid-air and moving around the city. So if they combine both of those things together, if Batman is playable in this, I mean, they've done the groundwork. They've got years worth of engine work and tech for this. God, that's a hell of an ambitious idea.
Also very excited at the prospect of seeing an established Batman and an established Superman who are very friendly and buddy ha-ha, who don't bond over the names of their deceased mothers.
Oh, God.
That would be nice.
Yes.
Because I like them getting along and having the bants
Yes,
together.
I think the gaming realm can sort of pick up the pieces a little bit. But let's talk about the other side of things because it's worth pointing out that the only way that this thing's getting any traction is obviously because it satisfies the need for a new Superman game, but the reality of the post itself, it is just someone posting on 4chan. It could be anything. And there are little tiny things that we can pick out.
Got the image on behind us probably.
Yes, hopefully we can show you. We'll throw it on the screen. But there are tiny things that kind of debunk it a little bit. One of the things that I noticed immediately, and this is tiny, is the spacing of the colon after the Superman name. If you're a professional, big top tier company, you don't usually have that weird misaligned space. So there's that.
Also reminded me of the Man of Steel font, that kind of font.
Yes, so speaking of Man of Steel, you noticed straight away that the logo that's on the leaked image is the Man of Steel / DCEU one, which is
Which one?
Isn't it the Superman symbol from the movies?
I didn't recognise that. That might be the case. If it is, I don't know.
Either way, it's not the one that Rocksteady showed on the cake that they tweeted out, which I know is a weird thing to go back to. But if that was indicative of what they're working on, it's not their own logo, and it would make sense for them to do their own logo. It doesn't need to be tied into anything.
The thing that I wanted to pick on is that in that logo, you can kind of see the silhouette of a city. And I tried looking at it. I couldn't see any buildings I recognised. I thought if it was a fake fan edit, they probably would have just put Los Santos in there and gone, look, there's the Daily Planet or something like that. I don't know if you guys potentially saw if it looks unique or not. I don't know.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like generic sort of space city, but it's one of those things where it looks believable enough, hence the whole world leaping on it right now. And with E3 only being a few days away, another part of this leak says, of the most recent leak, says that Rocksteady Superman is going to debut at Microsoft's conference, which is something that we've talked about, and I think our E3 video is going up very soon on Microsoft's conference. But it makes sense that Microsoft would go around splashing their cash left, right, and center to secure big titles for their conference.
And especially since Sony and Warner Brothers had a big deal going on with the Arkham games, like Arkham Asylum had the Joker exclusive for the PlayStation, and then all the other DLC for the other ones I think was early for the Sony as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of excited, and it makes sense if they're gonna kind of accelerate the Arkhamverse as we know it, because obviously we know the Avengers project is coming very soon, and Marvel are probably going to bring out the big guns for that one. So
yes, it's all going to be leaks and speculation until after E3. But a major thing of what's happening on the Marvel side is that the Spider-Man game is assumedly going to launch the gaming version of the MCU, with the Sanctum Sanctorum and the Wakandan Embassy, leading into an Avengers Ultimate Alliance Part 3 of the Ultimate Alliance games, with all the heroes coming together.
In the space of 2 years, as opposed to what this franchise has been going for 9 years now.
God, yeah.
So,
but it means that DC assumedly would have something to counteract that, and this is a nice way to do it. Rocksteady have a lot of goodwill behind them, even if Arkham Knight is arguably not as strong as City and Asylum. Conversation for another time.
Or Origins.
Origins. God, I forget Origins even exists. But it means that they should have some irons in the fire in regards to what they're going to do next. So you guys can let us know what you think down in the comments below. Are you psyched to see Rocksteady's next project, and is it Superman? What do you think? I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Ewan from WhatCulture.com.
I'll catch you soon. But bye, though.